Welcome to MSA channel. I'm Teacher Kisses. So before we start, please hit the like button and click subscribe. And also please turn on the notification bell so you'll get updated with our latest videos. And for today, we'll be discussing significant figures. Click the links below at the description for additional exercises and resources. Now, let's take a look at the rules for significant figures. Let's have rule number 1. All non-zero digits are significant. It means that any non-zero number, they are significant. Example, 459. Since this one are non-zero numbers, so it will have 1, 2, 3, 3 significant figures. Another one, we have 13.275. It will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 significant figures. Next one, we have leading zeros are not significant. It means that the beginning zeros of a number, they are not significant. So in this case, it will have 1, 2, 2 significant figures only. Next one, we have 3 leading zeros here. So we'll start counting at 3. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 3 significant figures. Next one, we have middle zeros are significant. Example, we have 400,032. Okay, middle zeros are the zeros in between non-zero digits. So for this one, it will be significant. So for this one, it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 significant figures. Okay, for 60.01, it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 significant figures. Next rule, we have trailing zeros without a decimal point are not significant. It means that the ending zeros of a number without a decimal point, they are not significant. So in this case, it will have 1, 2, 2 significant figures only. And then for this one, it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 significant figures. And the last rule, we have trailing zeros with a decimal point are significant. It means that if an ending zero, they have decimal point, it will be significant. So in this case, it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 significant figures. Okay, next one, we have 0.09500. Remember that leading zeros are not significant, so we'll start counting at 9. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 significant figures. Okay, so these are the rules for significant figures. Now, let's try to apply it in this example. Okay, so these are leading zeros, so they are not significant. These are non-zero, and this one is a trailing zeros with a decimal point, and they are significant. So in this case, it will have 1, 2, 3, 3 significant figures. Another one, we have 405.080. Remember that non-zero, middle zeros, and zeros with trailing zeros with a decimal point are significant. So in this case, it will have 6 significant figures. Now, did you get all the rules for significant figures? If you did, then I want you to answer the simple significant figures exercise. Okay, so again, don't forget to hit the like button, click subscribe, and comment down below. Okay, also turn on the notification bell so you will get updated with our latest videos. And don't forget to download the downloadable additional exercises and resources on the description below. Okay, so I know that you're done answering it. Okay, let's try to check this one. Let's have number 1. Remember that middle zeros, they are significant. So in this case, it will have 4 significant figures. Next one, we have number 2. Remember that trailing zeros with a decimal point, they are significant. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 significant figures. Let's have number 3. Remember that leading zeros, they are not significant, but middle zeros are. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 significant figure. And for number 4, remember that trailing zeros without a decimal point, they are not significant. So we will only have 1, 2, 3, 3 significant figures. And for number 5, remember that middle zeros again are significant. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 significant figures. Now, did you get all the correct answers? If you did, well, very good for this one. Now, let's move on to the next topic. Now, let's have significant figures in calculations. Now, let's see first the multiplication and division. For this rule, we will consider that we round the answer to the least number of significant figures of any number in the problem. So for example, we have 417 times 0.88. It will give us an answer of 366.96. But since this one it has three significant figures, this one has two significant figures, so the final answer should have at least two significant figures. Now, let's consider the second significant figure, and this is where we round off. Now take a look at the next number of it. If it is 4 and below, we will retain the 6, but then if it is 5 and above, we will round this one up. Since this one is 6, it will become 370. Okay, now let's have division. Let's have 900 divided 0.49. Okay, so for this one, it has one significant figure and this one has two significant figures. Okay, so the final answer should be addressed into one significant figure only. Now let's consider the first significant figure, and this is where we round up. Since this one is 8, we will round this one up to 2. So the final answer will become 200. Okay, next, we have addition and subtraction. Okay, so it will be different for addition and subtraction. Remember that we round the answer to the least number of decimal places of any number in the problem. Okay, for example, we have 27.3 plus 6.97. Since this one has one decimal place and this one has two decimal places, the final answer should be addressed in one decimal place only. So in this case, we will take into consider in this first decimal place, and this is where we round up. Since this one is 7, we will round this one up to 3. So the answer here will be 34.3. Okay, let's have subtraction. Okay, 53.0071 minus 4.09. It will give us an answer of 48.9171. Now, this one has 4 decimal places, this one has 2 decimal places, so the final answer should have at least 2 decimal places. Okay, so the final answer will have 48.92 since this one. Okay, so the next number of 1 is 7, so we can round this one up to 2. So the final answer will be 48.92. So remember that when we are multiplying and dividing, we will consider the least significant figures, but for adding and subtracting, it will be least number of decimal places. Now, if you get it, I want you to try this exercise on calculation and significant figures. Okay, so by the way, we MSA, we offer books and tutorial programs to help you with your academics. Okay, for more information, you may visit us in our website, the msainstitute.com, or you may visit our Facebook page, which is the MSA Academic Advancement Institute. If you have any questions, okay, you may message us there. Okay, now I know that you use calculator in answering this one. Now let's try to answer this exercise. Okay, so let's have number 1. The answer here is 81.471. But since this one is subtraction, the final answer should be addressed into the least decimal place. This one has 1 decimal place. This one has 3 decimal places. So the final answer should be rounded off to 1 decimal place only. So let's take into consider this one. So it will become 81.5. Okay, next one, we have 530.2 times 90.09. The answer will be 4,819.518. Since this one is multiplication, we will consider the significant figures. This one has 4 significant figures. This one has 3 significant figures. So the final answer should be addressed into 3 significant figures. Now, in this case, we will round off here. So the answer will be 4,820. Okay, next one, we have 0.0050 plus 0.125. It will give us an answer of 0.13. Now, let's consider the decimal places. It has 4 decimal place. It has 3 decimal places. Okay, this answer has 2 decimal places only. Now, how can we round this one up to 3 decimal places? Okay, we can just add a 0. Remember that trailing zeros are significant, so we can just add 0 here. Last one, we have 250,000 divided by 76,350. Since this one is division, we will consider the least significant figures. So in this case, it has 2 significant figures. This one has 4 significant figures. So the final answer should be addressed into 2 significant figures. So in this case, we will round off here. So the final answer will be 3.3. Well, did you get all the correct answer? Well, if you did, very good again for this one. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and MSA will see you on our next videos. Bye!